Alright. Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classics, Known Classics. This is episode number 32, 33, Doubleshot, 31, 27. We got two books from the Hellboy universe. First up we have is B.P.R.D Omnibus, Volume 5. Excuse me, by Mike Mignola and John Akani. Artwork by, so there are a few different stories in here. The new, basically the Hell on Earth, something Hell on Earth. This is the Hell on Earth saga for the B.P.R.D books. Yep, Volume 5 has entered this era. It's a very long series of stories. I think a good chunk of the series. So, the stories of New World. Basically, the stories are of this one. We have New World, Seattle, Gods, Monsters, Russia, and Unmarked Grave. The New World, Seattle, and Gods story drawn by Guy Davis, Tyler Crook, who was the artist on Harrow County, I think it was. With Colin Bonnet, Monsters in Russia, done by him. Unmarked Grave is by Duncan Ferrero. Cover art, David Stewart. Now, that's a letter. That's colors. The cover art is done by Mike Mignola and Dave Stewart. The Chapter Break art is by Guy Davis, Dave Stewart, Ryan Snook, Dave Johns, and Duncan Ferrero. So, these stories were printed as, for B.P.R.D, these following issues. Hell on Earth, New World, 69 to 73. Hell on Earth, Gods, 74 to 76. Hell on Earth, Monsters, 80, 81. Hell on Earth, Russia, 82, 86. Hell on Earth, Russia is an interesting one because this one does not take place in Germany, where they basically have Dr. Gray interacting with a Russian director of B.P.R.D. and all the crazy monster stuff that's going on in the story. New World is heavy focused on Ape Sapien, where you try and navigate the Hell on Earth stuff. Okay, so the premise of Hell on Earth is that this all got kicked off with death of Hellboy himself. Yeah, Mike Mignola killed off his cash cow to kick the story off. And also he had, so the story of Hellboy, he was up to all this. That was published as the Hellboy in Hell book. Yeah, and occasionally he does pop up in flashbacks, but he's not physically appearing in the book itself. So, you have Ape Sapien taking care of the monsters. Like, there's lots of monsters across the whole planet. And he runs into the guy who's got parts of his face that was revealed. Who had that scar, now he's got a beard. That's what kind of knows what's going on here. It's like, this is the first major story here. And in the case of something like Seattle, basically, yeah, they go to Seattle to deal with monsters. Gods is just a quick little two-parter. And more monster stuff. So, basically, these originally published this collection of paperbacks of B.P.R.D. Hell on Earth Volumes 1 through 3, Hell on Earth Seattle, Ashcan, it's an Ashcan book, and B.P.R.D. Unmarked Grave, which is from Dark Horror Comic Presents number 8. Yeah. It's a big epic story, and all the stories in here are fantastic. And I give this book a 10 out of 10. Just check it out. You will love it. Next up, we have some Abe Sapien. Yep. The character we just talked about. Yeah, this actually is his own spin-off book, which, with the very next volume for this particular omnibus series, I will be done reviewing the main Abe Sapien book. Yep, I have one more to go. This is Abe Sapien, The Dark and Terrible, Volume 1 of 2. Yeah, this is the second omnibus collection issues from his run. Written by Mike Mignola and Scott Alley. And John Askin. So, chapters 1, 6, and 8 are written by Mike Mignola and Scott Alley, art by Scott Boom. Chapter 2 is Mike Mignola and John Arcani, art by Max Ferreira. Chapter 3, Mike Mignola and Scott L. Scott Firma and Max Firma. Yeah. 4, 5, and 7, Mike Mignola and Scott Alley do the writing, with Max Firma in the artwork. Cover art is a Sebastian Famara and Dave Stewart. Tab break art Sebastian Famara, Max Famara, and Dave Stewart. So, yeah, the stories in here are so. The stories in here are dark and terrible, the new race of man, the shape of things come in scared places. It's basically collecting 3 through 5. So we have Dark Tailed Man, that is basically issues 11 through 13. New Race of Man, that is 14, 15. Shape of Things to Come, that miniseries, which is 2 issues, that's 14, 15. Now, Dark Tailed has actually kicked off the ongoing for Ape Sapien. That's the first 3 issues, but the actual interior numbering is 11 through 13. New Race of Man. Legacy numbering 14, 15. Cover 1 is 4 and 5. Shape of Things to Come. That's 16, 17. Cover numbering is 6 and 7. The Last Man. That's 1921. Cover is 9 through 11. Then you have 3 one-shots: The Garden, The Healer, Visions, Dreams, Finishing, and Sacred Places. The Garden is issue 22 of the main book, 12 of the cover numbering. The Healer is, let's see, Visions, Dreams, Fishing. This actually is issue 24. The Healer not sure. Sacred Places. This actually is 25-27 with the cover. That's the interior numbering. The cover numbering is 6, 16, 17. The Healer is actually issue 23. Yeah. So first start with The Dark and Terrible. This kicked off the ongoing series for Ape Sapien. And it became ongoing from that point forward until the final issue came out, which was released in 2016. Yeah, basically before the book even started. Like, first you have one shot that came out before the actual start of the book. And then the first mini-series was The Drowning. And then we have Haunted Boat, which was a one-shot. Abyss Plan is a 2-parter mini-series. Devil's Not Jest was 2-parter. And so issue 11 of the interior numbering, this became ongoing. And it remained ongoing from April 3rd, 2013, which came out about a year and about a few months after issue 10. And it remained ongoing until the final issue, issue 46, was released on August 10th, 2016. So it went on for about 4 years. Yeah. At one point in this book, Abe Sapien gets infected with something here, and he gets to mutate. So, we first start with Dark and Terrible. We have some Satan worship here. Yeah, at this point, the Abe Sapien is basically a full-fledged agent of B.P.R.D. Him building some monsters, but this is basically early Ape Sapien. This is before present day. I think at this point it's the 90s, at least present day, before the whole Hell on Earth stuff. Yeah. We see basically he's being a good agent. Well, basically where Super deals with moral creatures like himself. Yeah, of course they think basically he's tainted. He's a good man. He gets attacked, but luckily he defends himself. And they try to freaking lynch him. Yes, to lynch the priest. I think I mentioned when the professor died, so basically cut him down. And then apparently the preacher becomes like a creature, so he has to basically fight the preacher on his own. Handles with no issue at all. They come a new bow, a nice little bow. New Race of Man just picks up right where that story left off. Yeah, basically we still pick up the whole thing of the Witchfinder stuff. Yeah, the plan is as soon as I finish reading Ape Sapien, I'm going to do Witchfinder. Purely because basically this book has a lot of hints at him. So I figured, oh, why not? And when I finish reviewing Witchfinder, which might take me a little while, I'm not sure what to do next. So, more crazy stuff here. A basically has to do a bit of like bigotry. Of course, he has a dead man on the beach. And of course, make the mark on his head. When he gets mutated at one point in the book, he actually ends up briefly quitting the B.P.R.D. Yeah, but overall, this book is fantastic. I definitely recommend it for people fans of the character Ape Sapien and the Hellboy universe. Another book I'm gonna give a 10 out of 10. Yep, so yeah, that's basically a particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. Next up, basically, we have is another Comic Corner, and it's on to more Doctor Who. Okay, next video. Bye.